We're gonna record. All right, good evening, good evening. All righty. Hey, Brandon, how are you?
I'm doing okay, and you?
I'm good, I'm good. Well, I just wanted to welcome you to a Mothers for Sons interview. And I wanted to take a time out to just kind of slow down and just really talk about a little bit of where my passion lies and how we came to be and everything. And as I've shared with you before, my son is incarcerated as well. So Mothers for Son was kind of birthed out of that whole pain and that whole situation. And I just began to just kind of just get on a quest to see how much I could help, but more than that, how much I could learn. Because when everything happened, it was so many things that we didn't know, and so many questions and things that we couldn't answer, we didn't know, and we just really felt ignorant about the whole justice system and the process and things like that. And so over time, we just began to learn more and just be able to be there and help people more. And so I started Mothers for Sons to really advocate for youth and young people in this area and things like that. Did a few seminars and put information out there. Have a couple of groups, Mothers for Sons, and also parents of incarcerated sons and daughters, which is a nice group because parents can go in there. And I just mostly just filter information in there and things like that. So enough about Mothers for Sons. We are a nonprofit. We're 501c certified. We're on the books with the state and everything. And we have been doing this since about 2017. And so as we get started, I want you to tell us a little bit about yourself.
Move. Well, my name is Brandon Smith. I'm from Fort Worth, Texas. I'm 37, and I just got out of prison.
Okay. All righty. So, and you said you're 37?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And how old were you when you went in?
23.
23. Okay. All right. So 23. So you were incarcerated almost 13 years?
Almost 14.
Almost 14 years.
13 and some change.
13 and some change. Okay. All righty. And how do you feel about the whole process? Like from the beginning, because you were pretty young at 23, kind of just, I don't want to bring up anything about, what happened or what you did, but I just want to talk about the whole mental or just the feelings and the things that you experienced at such a young age, and how you begin to cope. Like how many facilities did you end up going to altogether? Don't name them, but just how many?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 over the course of 13 years.
6. Wow. And
6 or 7.
Were all of them close to family?
None of them were close to family. I had one at the very end that was close to family, and I was there for about a month, maybe 2 months, and then they shipped me 9 hours away.
Wow. That's crazy. It's at 9 hours away at the end of your term or at the end of your sentencing. I mean, you would think you would come closer to home.
You would think, but as far as the system has no, it's like the blind leading the blind.
Yeah. Now, how did just bring it home a little bit? Did you see a big difference in how everything was ran when COVID came along? I know visitation stopped, and tell us, how did it stop? I remember hearing from you. How did it stop your process? Because you were actually ready to come home, or you were told you were done back in August of last year.
Well, I made parole in August 13th, I believe, and I didn't make it home until February.
Wow. August, September, October, November, December, January. That's 6 months.
Yes, ma'am.
Now, so not only you had to wait 6 months, you had to go 9 hours from home.
Yes, ma'am.
Wow. How did you feel about that? I know you wrote me quite a bit. You were frustrated, weren't you?
At the end of it, my sentence was a 15-year sentence. So I'm gonna be honest, the way I felt when I made parole, it didn't even feel like I made parole. I always expected it to be like, yeah, I'm going home. And it was really like, with the whole COVID process going on and everything, it was just like, yeah, you say I'm going home, but you can't tell me when I'm going home. So it's not like it didn't feel like I was going home.
Wow, wow. Now, is it hard, like, when you're getting ready to come home or whatever? I mean, do you, like, tell people? Do you celebrate, or what did you feel like you had to keep it more inside because you really didn't know when?
Um, I would say it's, you want to celebrate, but after doing so long, and you know, I'm lucky. And I know to say 15 years, anybody that gets 15 years to say it's lucky probably sounds crazy. But once you get in and you get to meeting people that's not coming home, it's like, well, yeah, I'm lucky.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
at the end of it, it's just a process of, well, I'm going home, and you don't really want to just tell everybody that you're going home, because you might have made friends and people that you kick it with, and they're not going home. So it's I'm not gonna say throw it in their face, but it's just kind of something that you keep to yourself, or you might share with a few people who
yeah,
can relate.
yeah,
But it's kind
mhm.
of crazy. You be sitting in prison, and the friendliest person next to you, you'd never believe, you think that he probably going home in a couple of months, and shoot, he's never going home.
Wow. Ooh, that's hard. And speaking of home, how has it been coming home?
It's it's not as easy as I thought it was gonna be, but I'm here. A lot of things have changed.
Yeah, yeah,
It's surprising how many things can change in 13 years. Nothing looks alike. Nobody's where they were, and
mhm,
you know,
yeah, yeah,
it's been a struggle. I have classes. It's kind of like the system to me is built against you. It's no longer rehabilitation.
yeah,
It's a money marketing scheme now. So I
yeah,
come home. They expect me fresh out of prison to have a ride to everywhere I need to go. I take 3 classes a week. I have to go to appointments. I have to go see my PO. And all this is, in their eyes, as far as like my classes are non-negotiable, and they don't what you call it.
mhm, yeah. They don't, yeah,
They don't care. It's all money to them.
yeah, yeah. And so your day is like, so you have to get up, you have to take classes, and then um, that doesn't leave you much time to, well, you can look for work and things like that, but I've never really understood. They have all these requirements for you to do, but then they expect you to work a job, but then they still have like a curfew or a time where you have to be in, right?
Inside. Yes, ma'am.
Yes. So you
When
have
I
to
first
be,
when I first got out, I had 12 o'clock in the evening to leave the house, and I had to be in by 5. So
wow, wow, that's crazy. And now they only extended you, what, just a few hours till 8?
now what they've done is, now I stay out until 8 o'clock at nighttime.
Wow, that's crazy. Yeah. So in that, and I was going to ask you what's been that most challenging thing upon your return, but it sounds like probably that, that's been your most challenging. Anything else you want to add? For those,
I
because
would have
I,
to say, probably the most challenging thing is, I would probably say, getting to the places that I need to get to.
mm-hmm,
Because like I say, I got out on a phase 1B. I didn't go to a halfway house. I came straight home, and I'm I'm part of I take, like I said, I take 3. I have 3. I guess you would call them classes, 3 groups that I have to go through out the week. I go Monday, I go Tuesday, I go Thursday.
Mhm.
And you know, if it wasn't for you know, the people that support me, it wouldn't get done. And I really don't see, it's like I say, once again, it's like the system is built against you. After being gone 13 years, I would imagine that, and you have people that's been gone longer than me.
Oh yeah.
You know, we don't come out to cars, we don't come out to money, we don't come out to, you know, when I left the world, I was 140 pounds. You know, the clothes and stuff that we had, they don't fit. So
Mhm.
it's like a complete starting over process. It's everything from ground up,
Yeah. Yeah.
everything.
Yeah, and a lot of people I think have a misconception that, oh, you get out, you come home and you're actually free, but at the same time you don't because you still have some time. It's like you still got to carry out or carry on with that sentence, even though they let you go home early, they still have ties to you even after you
Oh
get
yeah.
out. So a lot of
Yeah.
people say, "Oh, I've paid my debt to society." No, you still paying, and you
Nah.
may continue to pay just depending on how and I got you on watch. We them 6 months, if we can get them 6 months, and and kill that myth about recidivism, then I think we'll be okay. And I just ask you not to give up, not to because I know it's not going to be easy. And if since it's not easy, what is the thing that you need the most right now? What do you need right now?
Right now, I say the most important thing to me is transportation, because you
Transportation.
can't get anywhere. It's like I've been getting job offers, but you know, how can you get to a job if you don't have a car? So
Yes.
I have a whole list of, like, how would you say it, potential employers, but you know, I'm most definitely not walking to Keller or, you know, Copeland or anything like that. So
Yes. Okay. All righty. Well, hey, you just tugged at my heartstrings. I'm not gonna promise you anything, but maybe we can try to get some help. And if you could go back to age 23, what would you tell yourself? What would you say to Brandon?
you know, my granny used to tell me something all the time. And well, she used to tell me 2 things. The first one, there's always warning before self-destruction. And the second thing, everything glitter is not gold. You know, we get out at the time when we moving here and there, and we're doing the things that we're doing. I'm not gonna say you don't know the consequences, but they're more or less like a subconscious level of being. You know, they're not at the forefront, but when it all takes place and it sets in, it's real. It's
Yeah,
real.
yeah,
And
yeah.
if I could tell myself anything, I'd probably say, I'd probably tell myself, be more quick to listen and slower to talk.
Hmm. Wow. Yeah. Quick to listen. And that's what the old folks always tell you, just trust your inner self or your inner heart, or you just kind of see you kind of, doing the same old thing or going down the wrong path. There's little subtle warnings and everything like that. And
Yes, ma'am.
and I can attest to it. Sometimes we miss it, sometimes we miss it. And then sometimes, we don't. And so I think somehow, some way, I believe that you are the better for it. And I want to show you something. And a lot of people may not realize who you are, but you were one of our first. This is before I even just Mothers for Sons, but you were one of the first, I would say our first client, our first person that we helped. And I just want to show you. Let me see if I can share it. I'd like to show you one of the videos that I did in my classroom, I think, the first time. And I actually reached out to people to give up their coffee money or their lunch money, you know, $10 a day or $10 for for out of that week or whatever to give. Because if I remember right, someone had told you about us and you ended up writing and you needed to go to college. You remember that? And you
Yes,
needed $477. I think, yeah, 477. And I put it out there exactly. I had your little paperwork, you had sent and everything, and your mom had sent $477. So let me show you what we were doing, because you didn't get to see all this and you didn't know. So let me share my screen. All right, can you see that?
yes, ma'am.
Okay. Everyone, I did say I was going to post an update. I am so excited. I finally got a letter from the young man that. Okay, now this is after. So this is the first video I posted, and then we raised the money and everything. And then we got the money sent to you. And then this is the follow-up. With his college tuition. And I'm not going to read it all for the brevity of time, but I wanted to just update you guys because you guys helped raise that $477 and some change to a T, let me tell you. So he says, oh my God, where do I start? I will start by saying that I apologize for taking so long to be able to write. The unit commissary is so trash here. I hadn't been to the store since early December because of the whole card situation. I'm not sure what that's about, but he finally got that settled, made it to the store. And then when he makes it to the store, they don't have any correspondence supplies, which of course meant that I had to wait another whole 2 weeks to get writing supplies. That is the reason why I had to get the messages out any way that I could. And that is how I found out that they were out of envelopes. All right, I want to thank you so much for being so supportive. I mean this from a mental standpoint as well as a financial standpoint. I am sitting here in my speech class writing you this letter. My new schedule is so hectic. I start my day at SAM. I leave the block around 6:30 a.m. and I don't make it back to the block until 6:30 p.m. If I'm not at work, I'm at school. If I'm not at school, I'm doing schoolwork. Between speech, math, and business homework, I am trying to get in the habit of staying aloft. Oh, I like that word. All right, one more or less, just juggling so many things at once. Okay, and then let's see, he goes on. He says, I know what, he is not going to hold my hand. Let's see. Oh, he says, let's go down. I like all my teachers enough. My math teacher is something else. He flies through the lessons like we've been in class already. I find it frustrating, but what can I say? I know that he is not there to hold my hand, but I thought he would at least see where we were in the class and where we stand. Instead, he just has this one direction, forward, forward, forward. All right, he says, oh yeah, please excuse my bad handwriting and spelling. I am really trying to have this in the mail for you ASAP. I really wish we had the phone hooked up. I would love to talk to you. My time for writing is so limited. I have not told anyone yet, but my teacher told me that I qualified to become part of Alpha Beta Gamma. It is an international business honor society. My eligibility for the Alpha Beta Gamma Delta Sigma chapter is based on me having demonstrated academic excellence by obtaining a 3.0 GPA or higher. What are your thoughts about that? Oh. Well, I'm going to get ready for the close. My teacher's looking at me like I either taken very impressive notes or I'm up to no good. All right, thank you all. I love you all. Thank you so much for what you've done for me. And until the pen meets the pad again. All righty. Well, okay, guys, I just wanted to update you of where he is, and he sent his schedule. All righty, he sent his schedule of his classes, Lee College student. All right. All righty, and it shows his 3 courses here. All righty, business, computer applications, introduction to algebra, and business and professional speech. All right. So I get teared up just going back, but just having those old letters and pulling out. But I just wanted the people to see and to meet you and to see that, sometimes, we people give and they sow and things like that. And, and then we see immediate reaping, and then sometimes it takes a little bit. So many have invested in you and your future and everything. And so I honestly, and I'm going to go on the record just saying that I am going to just knock on doors and interviews and putting out and posting and marketing and all that. I'm just learning all that as I go or whatever. And I am going to seriously work on getting you help so you can get a car. And I don't know how long it's going to take, but you guys that are watching right now and I post this, come on, that $10, $10, $20, $50, I don't care if it's $5, give what you can. And let's go ahead and set a goal. I know we could probably get a pretty decent car for about 3 grand. Just something to get you started, because if we can get you started and get you to work, you can start getting a paycheck. And then you can take that and trade it in if you want and upgrade it, however you want to do, or get it fixed up. But let's try to find you. And I know someone, I got some contacts. I know someone who's willing to go to or has some cars available or willing to go to auctions and help you get a car. And maybe I can put you in touch with that person. And I'll put you my nose is running because I start crying a little bit. I'll put you in touch with some trustworthy people, and we'll get your car and make sure it's overseen and done the right way and title and all that stuff. And so you can get a fresh start. But here's what I need from you. I need you to stay focused, and I need you to make it. And then I want you, when you make it, you come back to us and you talk to some young people and you help them make it, and you help them see and hear that voice and that little thing that was in you in 23 years ago, that was that little tug or that little warning that you were going the wrong way. And now that you're on that right path again, I expect you to pay it forward.
Yes, ma'am.
I want you to pay it forward, okay?
Yes,
All
ma'am.
righty. But anything you want to add?
I'd like to thank you, Ms. Fears. I'd like to thank Mothers for Sons. I got my applied science degree and I wouldn't have got it if it wasn't for y'all. It was a tough time, and it's up to you if you want to do something with yourself in there. And unfortunately, a lot of people that do want to do something with themselves, they don't have the means.
Yeah.
And I'm just blessed that the organization was there to help me, because it gave me a morale booster, to be able to have somebody that stands behind you, that cares that you care about getting the education.
Yes.
I just like to thank y'all. I believe what y'all are doing is great. It's wonderful. It's a blessing.
Yes. Well, we appreciate it. And we, like I say, we're small and we hadn't had much come our way. I am a school teacher. That takes a lot of my time, but I'm telling you the same thing that I speak and say here and all that, I'm able to really advocate and mentor those children that are coming up too, because a lot of them they got that thing tugging right here now, and they 5th grade, 6th grade, 8th grade, whatever grade I've taught. Some of them just really make me a little nervous about the decisions and stuff they make. And so that's why I think that in the future, I would love to have you. And there's another young man that I'm reaching out to and like to help. But I like to have you guys maybe come down in the summer and do some speaking and engagements and speak to some of these young kids. And COVID is kind of dissipating and getting back out there and doing some things within the community and stuff. So I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up. I thank you for your time, and I really appreciate you just allowing me to ask you those questions and some of those hard questions, and then being able to share. And also, before I go, I want to thank a couple of my coworkers who donated you clothes. And I don't know if you can use anything, but I just want to show you the heart of the people. And
Yes,
one lady She says, I'm not working right now. I'm unemployed. She says, but if I can give anything, and everything. And she says, I don't have any men's clothes, but whatever I give. And so there's people out there that are willing to do that and willing to help. And so, and really trust and believe in what God has put in my heart to do. And so you're our first fruit, and the first fruit of many fruit, I believe. And we'll just see where we go from here. And one day we'll look back on this and you say, remember that little car I bought? Look at me now. Look at me now. So, all right, we love you and we wish you all the best. And we will follow up and talk to you soon and get this fundraiser going. I'll keep you involved in every step of the way. Okay.
Okay, I love you all. And I like to thank you once again. Thank Mothers for Sons. And I'm honored for y'all having me.
All righty. Thank you.
Thank you.